Gentlemen, welcome, and if you're back, welcome back. It's Tom McGregor here, and I am on a mission to help you get in the best shape you can mentally and physically. How I lost 40 pounds, how I quit all vices, but I wanted to come on here specifically tonight because I had this epiphany, had this realization moment that I really wanted to share with you guys in the hopes to inspire you to consistently show up, to consistently stick to your word, to keep the promises with yourself, specifically if you have big goals, big ambitions with your life and what you want to do, but you feel stuck, you feel lost, you feel directionless, like no one else around you has these same goals as you, has these same dreams as you. Because that was exactly where I was 2 years ago when I first started self-improvement. That was exactly where I was 10 months ago when I truly did give up drinking, when I truly did give up all these negative vices and went all in on building a lean, muscular physique. And I want you guys to do the exact same thing, but I want to share with you how working out is the gateway I've found to believing that success is possible, and how I want you to share that same thought with me. Because, like I said, 2 years ago I was stuck in a rut, I was stuck in a place, the cycle of despair. You know what it's like. When you lie in bed at night, you're scrolling on your phone, you watch all these other people chasing their dreams, you watch all these other people build their dream lives, build their dream physiques right in front of your very eyes, and you get jealous, you get envious, you sit there at night and you just think, how is that even possible? Is that even possible? Could I do that? And all these thoughts that used to run through my head. And for a long time, I wanted to get into 75 hard, wanted to get in the best shape of my life, wanted to start changing my habits and fixing my life. But I'm sharing this with you guys in the hopes to inspire you that working out was the gateway, was the funnel, because I'm not successful, and I never will claim to be until, or successful by standards of what you probably deem as success, multi-millionaire, all that sorts of things. But what I want you to understand is that when all your friends go out, when all your friends want to go out and eat shit food, want to go out and drink, and you feel like you're the odd one out, you feel like you're lonely, but you still go out, you still continue to do these things because you're not quite sure what else you could be doing to be making progress. And that's really where the gym came in for me, right? It wasn't that it solved all my problems, because I still had problems in my real life, still had things come up in my real life, right? But what it did do, it gave me a gateway to believe that I can keep building momentum, that you can keep building momentum, that you can consistently show up. Instead of making a bad decision, instead of regressing yourself, it was almost the exact same feeling of accomplishment that drinking gave me, that vaping gave me, that all these negative vices gave me. See, what I came to realize is that we don't cut a bad habit off. Trying to just cut a bad habit, it's almost impossible. Almost impossible, right? Just cutting it like that. But in that moment, when I realized you don't cut a bad habit, we have to replace it, right? Our brains are fueled with dopamine. Our brains are fueled with this temporary fulfillment bullshit that we keep telling ourselves that we want in our life, which is why we scroll on our phones at night, which is why we have these vices in our life, because we're not going and chasing true purpose in our real life. But that's what working out showed me how to do, and that's what I want to give to you as well, right? It showed me the gateway that you don't have to regress yourself. You don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to stay exactly where you are. You don't have to listen to what your friends want you to do. You don't have to do the bullshit that they do if that's not what you want out of your life. And I realized that. That's why it's a Friday night here. That's why it's a Friday night now, and I'm overseas pursuing these big goals, pursuing these big dreams, chasing success, because I started to understand that all you have to do is replace the bad habit, right? Because it's all well and good sitting there saying, okay, I'm going to start tomorrow. It's very easy to mentally masturbate. I did it for time and time again, right? It's very easy to just sit there and tell yourself, okay, tomorrow's going to be the day. Next weekend's going to be the time that I take off. Next weekend's the weekend I'm going to stop, right? But when we do this, we subconsciously tell our minds that we're lying. Because when we tell ourselves these things, if we don't take action in that moment, if you don't actually stop in that moment, you don't do something different in that moment that was different to the time before, then in reality is you're just living the same thing over and over and over and over again. That's why breaking the bad habits seems so hard, even if you genuinely want to, even if you actually want to, like I did for months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, before I actually did. It's because consistently, time and time again, we tell ourselves we want to change, but we don't do it, which just constantly builds this lies in our head over and over and over again. So when you go to say you want to change, you have to take an action in that moment. Doesn't have to be a big, massive action. Doesn't have to be this massive action of constantly just grind. No. In the beginning, for me, it ended up being like that. It was 75 hard, massive transfer. But what I'm trying to tell you is that the biggest transfer of it is that it's setting yourself a goal every single time, and every single time that you feel like you want to resort back to this negative habit, to this bad habit, you have one escape. You have one gateway to get you out of that negative habit, right? And that's what it came to understand for me, is that you only need one thing per bad habit. So that's why now, cold shower, like I don't vape or anything like that. I don't do any negative habits for that matter right now. But in the beginning, working out showed me, okay, if I can just replace that reward in the moment, that's all it is. Our brain wants a reward because we're used to it over and over again because of habitual thinking, because of the way our habits are. That's all it is, and that's what I came to understand. That's all it is. So when this bad negative thought comes into your head where you want to choose to do the difficult thing, which is going to the gym, I need you to understand that you do have an option. You don't have to go down the line with your friends. Working out gave me the gateway to moving overseas, to pursuing these big goals, to pursuing these big dreams, getting in the best shape of my life, building confidence. See, it was never really about the physique. It was my escape, right? Getting lean is the best thing that you can ever possibly do as a man because it teaches you discipline. It teaches you to show up for yourself, and it attracts you away from the negative habits that you continually keep doing to yourself, because all it is replacing that reward. You might still have problems in your life, but at least with the problems that you have, you're progressing yourself. That's what I came to understand. You use these as progress. You use these as fuel to progress in your life, as opposed to regress yourself when that weekend rolls around, when you resort back to these old negative shitty things, right? So in the moment, I want you to take away from this video is that every time you have an idea, every time that you have a thought, any time that you want to go back to this negative habit, to this negative action, you need to take action in that very moment. And that way, you're treating your mind continuously over and over again that, okay, this is what we do now. This is what we do now. This is what we do now. And then you start to build momentum. Then you start to really progress. And that's all it really is we have to replace the bad habit with a good habit. And that's what working out did for me. And it's led to a pretty fucking awesome life. Moving overseas, losing 40 pounds, quitting all vices, actually living really damn fulfilled. And I truly want you to experience the exact same thing with my whole heart. Genuinely, because I know what it's like to be stuck in that cycle of damn despair. So I genuinely, with my whole heart, hope this video helped. But if you are stuck with getting in the best shape of your life, with getting lean or dropping any negative habits, click the first link in the description below. But I genuinely, with my whole heart, I hope you took value from this video and help you came from the understanding of what I'm trying to tell you here, is that getting in the best shape of your life isn't just about the physique. Yeah, that brings the confidence, but what it truly does is replaces that negative habit that we continually tell ourselves and bullshit ourselves over and over again. Replace the habit, take action in the moment, and never fucking quit. Chase your goals, chase your dreams.